So basically, let's just go out and look for cool things. If you see anything that you think looks cool, tell your buddies and we can all look at it and figure it out. Shall we hike? Everyone got?
I don't like touching them because they're like crabs.
Ooh. What do you think happened here?
You said, oh yeah, like you knew.
We had a fun school on our trail here.
That's pretty cool.
Because we were like, wait, what is that? Because it kept seeing like oh, it's back! It's
The
back!
bugs didn't bug me.
It's
It
itchy.
kind of burns and itches. So, I mean,
all at the same time.
It's bad. Remember it.
And just scoot my way down and dig this stuff.
They get a funny leaf where it's sort of like two lungs and then a little spot in the middle. It's called bloodroot. There's so much. We could probably just show you the some. It's really clear in the root, but you can see a little in the stem too. You see like the orange liquid coming out.
What?
Sometimes it gets a bit dark. It's almost like blood.
Well, we're here in the Wayne National Forest, and right over there is the Buckeye Trail coming through today. But the site that we're on is the Double X mine that the folks in Shawnee used to work in, a deep mine, room and pillar. That's right underneath us. In this valley right here is where the coal train would have backed in and pulled out the coal car by car from the tipple. If you didn't know all that history, you might think that you were just walking through a pretty forest. But at the time of mining, they say, and the old photographs show, that there weren't any trees whatsoever because they were all taken for use in the mines and the building of the towns and the rail lines and everything else. So it was just an industrial workplace. So it would have been noisy here. There would have been lots of machinery, lots of smoke and dust and dirt and trains coming in and out and people yelling and working, and you know, it would have seemed like any modern day industrial area. And now it seems like a little bit of wilderness. I'm not sure that the date is about when the Double X mine shut down. But you can see now with the trail that we've helped develop around Tecumseh Lake, this goes by the old gob piles of coal that were left behind. And you can see features in the forest, some slag piles of coal here and there, and some sinkholes where the rooms of the room and pillar mines have collapsed. But with a regrown, regenerated hardwood forest canopy now over it. So the neglect of this area has let a forest resprout over top of it.
So you got 4 strikes, that's all you get. And you're gonna pick whichever one way you want to play your 4 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all you get. You're up. Go for it.
I know that in former days you used to sing, "Give me Jesus, give me Jesus. You have all the world, just give me Jesus." But the days has now come that we want a little more than that. We want a little money along with our Jesus. So we want to change that old song and ask for a little of the world as well. Don't you think so, friends?
When I first moved into here, it's a really old building, you know, you're in what they call a ghost town, and like it was kind of nerve-wracking at first, but now it's kind of comforting and it's kind of cool. You think about everybody who's lived in this apartment before you, which is, you know, generally not that many because there's not such a high turnover here. You know, when people lived here, it was for years and years at a time. So, and being close to that history, but now it's kind of comforting. Like, I don't really believe in being spooky and things like that, but I love it. I like living here. So I'm program director at Renville Artworks. We're an art studio and gallery that features artists with developmental disabilities. Ronnie! But it wasn't until, I actually have a connection there, it wasn't until after I started working there that somebody in my family had done a family tree, and looking back through there, I saw that my grandfather and my great-great-grandfather were born there, you know, just kind of minutes away from where I work. And our church, St. Bernard's, you know, that was our family church, and that's, you know, kind of like when we came over from Germany and Poland, that's where we landed, and so they were coal miners there.
Right now, up in the woods is day one for the Jobs and Family Services and HAPCAP Youth Summer Crew. And they'll be spending 8 weeks helping to develop this other 2-mile loop in the woods that we're going to have for local folks to use, so that there's a destination here in the vast, you know, Wayne National Forest in this part of southeast Ohio, where when people say, well, where should I go to experience the trail or see the Wayne National Forest or learn about local history, we can say exactly right here. The Tecumseh Lake Trailhead, there's a day's worth of hiking there.
Must have a hell of a lot more than I did last year.
Pretty bad, Savannah. We're gonna have to redo all that.
I know. You think this is deep enough right here, Andrew?
Looks like it.
Okay.
What's it like growing up in Perry County?
You see a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see?
You see some weird people. Yeah, a lot of weird people actually. Lots of weird people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, define weird.
Like druggy people.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel? Like, is that your fate?
Is that my fate? No.
People say your only option is to get out, so it's like if you stay here, you kind of feel like you failed. It's like if you don't get out of Perry County.
We don't necessarily
That's how
have
I
to
feel.
get out.
And I'm the job coach, the older one, and that's how I feel that people have like made it seem. So I'm 21 and I'm like a junior in college, you're about to be a senior. A lot of the teachers will be like, yeah, I left Crooksville and came back, and you would just think, why would you come back here? Because a lot of people like obviously have bad like home lives and bad experiences here, and there's really bad rooted memories. I feel like it's all about perspective. Like I feel like jobs like this, like seeing like Andrew and the rest of the like people from AmeriCorps and stuff just excited about the community gets like just being here that one day, hearing people talk about it just made me excited about the community, and I didn't realize all the stuff that Shawnee does, because it's like some places don't do that. Well, a lot of places, because that's really hard to organize. So I just think that's really cool that people are like excited to live here, and like the Royal Action and AmeriCorps and like HapCap helping out, and like all coming together to help with this trail in Shawnee.
Right there too.
I got it.
I think it's a really sad thing to say, hey, you know, get out while you can, or get out when you're young, or you're trapped in this town, because then all our young people are gone, and who's going to change this area, and who's going to make it better, and who's going to make it more progressive, and to bring that new generation in.
It's really easy to live here and feel like you live in one of the least desirable places in the world, and so you ought not be proud of it. You ought to be ashamed of it. You know, that's kind of been the message. I've spent my whole life watching these towns decline. You know, people leave and stores close and schools consolidate, and there's never been I don't have a memory of a time of growth. It's always been a time of decline. And so you develop a low self-concept. So trying to rebuild something to assets to build a future around. And to me, I mean, it's partially my values, but to me, they're very real assets, because I love history and I love nature, and so do a lot of other people. And add a little art and food and culture to it, and you know, you can structure yourself as a place that could be valuable in the world, and become known for being a place to learn about the past as a guide to modern day and the future is important too. And somewhere along the way, we realized that our stories of significance were incredibly relevant today. Race and ethnicity, big issue today. Labor and what's a fair day's work, and what you get paid for your labor, big issue. And fairness and the economy, and then the environment is our third major story of the legacy of coal mining and the recovery of the forest, very relevant to today's world.
There's a lot in this area to offer, and to be somebody, you know, who creates those opportunities for people, or to make this place better, that those people are just, you know, heroes.
that a statue of?
I do not know. Like some guy going like mining. Probably. I don't know.
What kind of mining?
All I know, probably like gold mining. I don't know. Stone mining.
Gold mining?
Yeah.
That would be cool, huh?
He's probably mining